everyone questioned the arrest itself. That's the story we're getting into today. I mean, it's a wild question, isn't it? It's something you'd probably never even think to ask. But for one woman, this wasn't some strange hypothetical. This was her actual reality.
So our story actually begins after the most traumatic part. A woman has already been arrested, she's gone through the whole process, and she's even been released on bail. Now she's just trying to figure out what in the world just happened, and all she has is this one official document they gave her.
Now, you'd think this piece of paper would have all the answers, right? But instead of clarity, it held a single, really important clue. And this one clue was about to unravel her entire case. It was the starting point for her search for the truth.
You know how these official documents look? Just a bunch of jargon and notes. But hidden among all of that text, one detail really stood out. It was just a string of numbers, but it was the string of numbers that was supposed to make her whole arrest legal. And here it is, warrant number 253 from the year 61. This number right here is what the police told her was the legal authority to arrest her. So, with this key piece of information in hand, she decides she's going to check it out for herself.
And hey, just so we're all on the same page, let's remember what an arrest warrant is. It is an incredibly specific legal document. It's an order from a judge to arrest a particular person. Every detail is supposed to match up perfectly. So wanting to get to the bottom of this, she does the most logical thing you can think of. She picks up the phone and calls the court that supposedly issued this warrant in the first place. She keeps the call really direct, really simple. She identifies herself with the exact warrant number from her arrest record, just trying to get some basic information about her own case. So on the other end of the line, you can just picture it. The court official starts typing, pulling up the file. There's a short pause, and then you can probably hear the confusion in their voice. And boom, that's the first major crack in this story. The court official says, pretty clearly, that the defendant listed on that warrant is not her. In fact, it's a man, a Mr. Sampong.
I mean, just imagine her shock for a second. The name is completely wrong. The gender is completely wrong. How could this possibly be the document that was used to arrest her?
The person at the court leaves absolutely no room for doubt. They confirm it. For this specific warrant number, their official records state definitively that the defendant is a man. So the court's facts are in total contradiction to what actually happened to her. Okay, so let's just lay out exactly what she found out on that one phone call. Because the disconnect between her arrest and the court's actual records, well, it's pretty staggering. Just look at this. The name of the defendant, a total mismatch. The gender, female versus male. And the court even has a case number tied to it that has nothing to do with her situation. Absolutely nothing on this list lines up. So, the court official gives her the final, unavoidable conclusion in the clearest terms possible. The warrant number on her arrest record was simply not her warrant.
You know, this confirmation just changes everything. This whole thing is no longer about guilt or innocence. Now it's about the process, the legality of the arrest itself. So what does this massive discovery actually mean? Okay, so let's be perfectly clear. The warrant itself was a real, valid warrant. But it was issued for somebody else, entirely. A different person, a different gender, involved in a totally different case.
The takeaway here is just incredible. The single most important legal document that was used to take away this woman's freedom, it appears to have been completely and fundamentally wrong.
And that leaves us with this really profound question. If the very first step in the entire legal process, the arrest itself, is built on such a critical error, what does that say about every single step that comes after? It's definitely a question worth thinking